So Jen and I were chatting just now, and we were kind of thinking about a lot of people are they may not admit it, the spiritual folks who kind of been on the path for a while. They're very attached to their identity as Andrew or as Jen or as whoever that character, that avatar is that you're playing. So they identify with that so strongly that they think, I really want to ascend. But when I hear about ascension, everybody's talking about the fact that you now realize that you interdependent and you all interconnected and stuff, and you kind of, you're sort of sitting there and you're thinking, wow, am I going to lose my identity, and what's going to happen to me? Well, this is how I'll kind of describe it, is when you go from this density to the next density, what you're really doing is, remember, and this is the part where you really have to open your mind a bit, right, is that every time I make a decision, a new Andrew who made the other decision happens at the same time. So you can imagine there are probably an infinite number of probabilities or Andrews out there. Every time I made a choice, they made a choice, exponentially choices were made, because isn't that what this is about? Is we come down for experiential soul expansion. So what happens now is, remember, we're returning to source, but this is not we're basically nursery school at the moment. So we're not going from nursery school all the way to graduating as doctors. We're going from nursery school, we're basically going to standard 1, right? So as we go from this, where we think we are just it, this is all we can imagine there is, what's going to happen now is we're not going to be so attached to that individuality, because we're now going to reconnect with a couple of other Andrews, Jens, whatever the case may be. Well, Andrew's going to reconnect with his Andrews, Jen's going to reconnect with hers, and basically you're going to expand and start to your understanding of your world will expand exponentially as you reconnect. So you're not going to become anything less. So that fear that, oh my goodness, I'm going to lose my identity who I am, that is just so incorrect. What's actually going to happen is you're going to expand, and all of the knowledge, the awareness, the learning, the growth, the soul expansion that's actually happened in all of the other lifetimes that have now, or the incarnate experience opportunities that we've had, are all brought together. So you don't become anything less. You become so much more. And remember, yes, eventually, of course, we return to source. That's what it's all about. So yes, we are all one, and we are all source, experiencing itself through everything and everyone. But my word, you're certainly not going to lose your identity now. We're literally, like I said, going from nursery school, we're going to grade 1. And in grade 1, we're just going to, we're going to pick up a whole lot of knowledge, exponential knowledge, and we're going to exponentially expand and become so much more of who we are, not this group hive mind thing that everybody's so terrified of. So I hope that explains what, or helps you to feel a little bit less fear about, ascending or expanding your consciousness or deepening your consciousness. You don't become anything less. You become so much more.